Alright, good evening all. Welcome to this evening's stream. I'm just quickly doing a bit more setup until we officially go live. As I just want to see if I can get the nameplates for the skips. But yeah, today we're following the real life timetable of 1 Zulu 66. Which was the skipping Devonian today. In fact, it was skipping. It was when I was filming it earlier. Not only did it scare me completely, I think it also skipped a planned stop. Probably due to adhesion and things. But yes, I'm on my own this evening, so we haven't got any special guests, at least for now. We might have later on, just as and when people message me back, for the most part. I'm going to see if we can just get the nameplates back. Right, run that. I want to see if the nameplates actually will bloody work. There, yes, they're good. Let's hope this installer goes quickly. So yeah, we should have nameplates on this evening. There we go. And provided I've done this right, we'll have nameplates on the consoles now. Yeah. I was going to look at something. Yes, Singapore was interesting today. Put it this way. Max Verstappen not on pole. Didn't even make it into Q3, which looks very good for anyone wanting to clench a win this weekend. In fact, both Red Bulls are out in Q2. Regardless, not going to spoil anything really for the race. 1 Zulu 66 resume. So we'll now pop up the game. 3-minute intermission. Sorry about that. Right. That's a cool screenshot. Someone's taken. With an Avanti Voyager sort of tilting in Wales, I believe. That's epic. So I've got light rain also this evening. If I remember correctly, in real life it ran like that. Wipers need to be on because it's tipping it down. We need to get ready to go. Flag from the front, make sure there's nothing from the back, as unfortunately in real life this was dead. I can't really find a dead consist. Although we should do quite well this evening. We're already on our way. Oh. So I've just gone and spadded. Great one to start on. Okay. We're good now. You're going to tell me that now the brakes won't release? There goes it to reset the plunger. That makes sense. We're in the night lights today because that was for some reason what it was running. So now quite late pulling away, I believe. I've got the schedule up here. Oh my god, 10:42 we were meant to be off. So we're running 3 minutes late. Oh god. And I've tried to do this consist as close as I can. Light rain, which is realistic. 67's not even really giving it any noticeable cloak at all. For a screenshot, I'd just say that 007's dead. Completely dead loco. But luckily, due to our mega acceleration from having 2 live locos, we should be fine. It's fun seeing this today. And I believe it was meant to stop, but it ended up not stopping at all and absolutely flying through. Yeah, it was 2 minutes late and then just flew through. And it was meant to stop for passengers, but clearly didn't bother. Gave me an ear-splitting tone though. Fairwood Junction, 10:45. Oh god, I'm not going to make that. I'm going to keep the speed as it is. Because strictly speaking, we're not doing... well, it's not really going to cause too much of a difference. Just going to clear that window. For some reason, yeah, the wipers don't go all the way to the middle. The G-force isn't astronomical. This tour was planned for 100 mph max. So there you go. There's a 100 zone. But it did look like the 67s tried to make an attempt to stop earlier, but yeah, it's really going far too quick. I can clip through the floor. Okay. Annoyingly, there's no trail consist to this, I don't think. No.87 in the Jubilee. It's proper pouring out clag. Alright then. Proper underway now. Okay, the TRA does work. Train length. Turns out C actually does a buzzer of some description. Hazard lights work. There you go. There's a screenshot of the double flashings. 91. We're passing along, or passing past Bruton en route, I believe. So, Clink Road Junction, 10:49. We're not making that. It's Clink Road. I think that's Clink Road. And Bletchbridge. I think that was Clink Road we've just gone over now. We're only about a minute late. Which, well, could be worse. In the wise words of Jeremy Clarkson. So in Bletchbridge, 51 if we want to be on time. Which we aren't making at all. Gonna be about a minute behind. Well, life was running 1 minute early by Bruton. Ooh, we're barely on the minute. That's even with speeding. Game's starting to lag a little bit. Never mind. Rain's running up the window. There's minimal speeding now. It's fine. East Somerset Junction. Now where's that? Oh, cause that here? East Somerset. Yeah. Yes, East Somerset Junction. Gently passing through about 1.5 minutes. So we need to proper stay close to 100 mph if we're going to achieve that. Stop the grazing. Is that showing iron split? Basically, when we pass Witham, we're basically there. Got the EM2000. Under Marlborough. Good. So I've got a digital screen. Looks like our in-game speed is impaired. 102 reading in game, 101 reading on the speed dial thing. We're going to be on time. Right, it's now 54. East Somerset Junction. Now you're over that in the first 10 seconds of 54. Just shows how easy it is to make up time with this. We drive them skips. It's no odd business. And I'm braking tenfold. I want to keep a bit of speed in. Good evening, Oscar. How are you doing? Let's love that. God, buzzer sound. Sort of reminds me of what maybe should be in an HST. At least what's sort of in the guards compartment. I'm doing alright, to be honest, Oscar. As you know, I've been having busy days over the past 2 days. So yesterday didn't finish until 7, and today didn't finish until about 6. And I've got a lot of footage to edit before tonight. Although I'll probably do that on call with you later on. As I've discussed in DMs. I won't go into any more detail about that. Yeah, I've got a lot of footage. It's gonna be mega. In fact, so I'll quickly send you a clip on Discord. It's from today. My ears got shredded. Well, surprisingly, I can still hear stuff in train sim, if I'm honest. Because the sound was just... the sound of the horns was horrible. Well, good to have a good tone comp, but... it was loud. Right, are we looking for time? Bruton, 58 if we're going to follow the schedule exactly. So we'll keep notch down. And just roll into the 100. So we'll quickly fly up to Bruton. And see how good of a shot we can get. It's on the station sign. Yeah. That's what 67's Oscar. It's the ones that were on the skipping Devonian today. In the same formation. 67005 leading, Queen's Messenger, and 67007 at the back. There's a trailing unit. So you just see 005 going barreling past there. And there goes 007. The Platinum Jubilee livery as well. Although, in real life, 007 was a dead loco. Dead in tow. And on the return it was the inverse. Brake overcharge? No, it doesn't work. us into the old overbridge. Yeah, speak of it. $90 for Carey. Oh god. Accidentally press a plunger. I'm an idiot. But we've managed to save it. There's Castle Carey. And as the sign somewhere or other says, Heart of Wessex. Where's the station sign for Castle Carey? It's quite a big one somewhere. I think, and it says home of the Glastonbury Festival. I swear there's one here. Ooh. Spam can. Where is the sign? I swear there's one around here. I can't be being that dim. Maybe there's not. I thought I'm just being super dim. Never mind. That's a nice sign. Right, either way, let's get back to it before we end up being 4 months late. Bit hurtling through. Got 90. The downward tour was apparently only pathed for 100, and then the tour was pathed for 90, even though they're both 67s. So I'd have thought it'd be the same timing both ways, right? Apparently not. So it just did not go. So, what time did you pass Castle Carey for? Well, 11:01. We passed for about 11. In real life it passed for 1 minute early. So you've just gone and passed it for 3. You're doing quite well, I'd say. And that's even with accidentally jamming the plunger a little bit. Jamming the emergency brake plunger. Which is there. NRN, where's our GSMR in here then? TSC holdover doesn't work. This works though. TSC holdover again doesn't work. I've opened quite a bit. It's still been quite warm. I'm just going to check the downward was actually pathed for 100. I think it was. Yeah, so starts as diesel loco, trailing 500 tons, changes on rows. Starts planned at 100 mph. And there's not been a loco change. So confuses me a little bit. Oh. I swear earlier it was like all the way up in, like, just completely through it to full. In the station it was meant to stop at. I'm looking at my phone while I'm driving, which is illegal on the railway. You're not meant to use your phone in the cab at all. But for me, because I've not actually got a timing sheet, I'm using my phone, plus it's a simulator. Obviously, if this was like an actual real life simulation, I presume same rules would apply to as to being in the cab. Somerton ground frame, where is that? So there we are. Somerton. Somerton West Engineers. So I presume the ground frame's going to be around there. Somerton. Yeah, it's around the engineers then, isn't it? We've got Athelney, Cockload, Taunton West, Taunton East, Taunton West, Northern Fitzwarren, Wellington, Whitehall, Tiverton, Tivy, Hellion Brandage, Stoke Cannon, Cowley, St David, St Thomas, Starcross, Dawlish Warren, Dawlish, Teignmouth, Newton, which will skip as it did in real life, Newton West, Torquay and Paynton. So I think we'll stop at Torquay because it did actually do that in real life. I still don't know why it skipped Newton, because I was stood there, saw it fly through, give some ear-splitting tones, which is quite nice. But yeah, what a day that's been. We'll slowly increase our speed. Don't need to do anything too major. Once we're at Taunton, it'll go quite a fair amount quicker until we arrive into places such as Exeter, Tivy, Exeter, Dawlish, Newton, Torbay. So that's the area that Tor and Torquay are under. And then into Paynton, which might also be under Torbay, I can't remember. But yes, if you're wondering why today's not the cross-country HSTs, two reasons. I haven't got the scenario set up, which I'll probably do after my editing tonight. Because I need to do my editing tonight, because otherwise I'll lose all the data information. Which I don't exactly want to do. What do you call it? I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, and also the cross-country HSCs are off on Monday, not today. Which is my mistake. I took it to be the 16th instead of the 26th. No. I took it to be the 16th instead of the 18th. That they finished their normal passenger service. But no, it just turns out that it's on Monday that they're finished, as opposed to today. So here's Somerton. The ground frame must be around here then. You sort of need a ground frame to operate this. I'd have thought. The rain's probably going everywhere on the window. Stop the wipers for a minute. As soon as you plunge out the tunnel, wipers back on. Ah, might be a driver you know, Oscar. Very nice. If you see him, or you see them, tell them thanks, because those are some cracking tones. Proper nice. It's not the first time I've had some brilliant tones off 67. But both times I've seen them on tour, which are 2 of the 3 times that I've... I just got whistled. Yeah, 2 of the 3 times that I've seen 67s is on charters. And there has not been one occurrence where I have seen a 67 where it hasn't had a raw loco on it. Because the first time I saw 67 was 67005. Ironically, the loco we're driving at the moment. And it was on route learning. So that was a proper shot of luck, really. And the second time was on tour through Newton, in which it gave some brilliant tones. And then saw 005 today, along with 007, with, again, more ear-splitting tones. And in fact, I think the video of 006 flying through can still be found on the channel. This is so good. Yeah, you can sort of see what I mean about the wipers. Sort of does the 2 positions, sort of driver and secondman, but it doesn't do the centre, which does really trigger me. We've now got the fans running. Trackside. Oh, there we go. Something right in as well, the game starts to lag a little bit. That's on a good trackside. Why lag there again? Lucas Smalley. Please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Good evening. How are you doing? We've almost got Thelney crossing coming up. Which we should be passing it at 11:14 if we're going to be following the exact schedule of the tour. I did pronounce that correctly. Yay! That's one thing I've not managed to mess up today. I'm doing alright, to be honest, thank you. It's always good driving skips. But yeah, saw these skips today. So yeah, quite happy now seeing these, to be honest. So yeah, doing quite well. Had a good day. So yeah. There's a crossing. I didn't extend the thing because I just wanted to extend it ideally to the whistle board. This sort of O2, well, this bit down here on the speedometer, I have no idea what this means. Obviously this is referring to our speed on the outside. I think the red means can't apply to it, but the green sort of means it can do it. Obviously this is just our digital speed. But yeah, no idea what this plus 12 bit is. Don't know if it's sort of referring to momentum. If anyone knows, please please mention it down in chat, because I have no idea. It's just going to be a lot of just driving this stream. We're basically non-stop Westbury to Torquay, so always fun. Although I wouldn't have been able, sort of Westbury's the only place I could have started it really, because otherwise it would have meant having to do sort of a rolling start from Reading, flying through Reading, trying to stay on time, and yeah. Send down for cog load. So the line that's just gone above us here is from, well, takes trains up from Bristol way. This takes trains from Westbury way, and this is what takes trains up to Bristol. It does create some pretty unique train shots and sort of screenshots. Let's see if we can get some proper clag from 005. Because I set 007 to sort of be a clean button for in screenshots. Oh yeah. That's what we like to see. Some proper clag. Why is the wiper on that end as well? Interesting. They're dual wipers. If train speed out and any controls. Fair enough, Luca. Especially since, well, I understand mostly considering a lot of these are quite complicated in here. As for a nice stream, Luca, there's no sort of fixed time for streaming. It's mostly just on and off really. I do try stream every Friday evening from about 7 PM. But they're mostly vary depending on sort of as and when I'm available. So if I've got some spare time, I'll usually quickly pop a scenario together and yeah, try to do a quick stream as and when I'm free. Although as for fixed times it is mostly Friday nights. Obviously doing a Saturday night stream at the moment, but it's mostly because I've not got much to do. But tomorrow I'm definitely going to be live, because I'm going to be doing my cross-country farewell tour thing, as they're meant to be off on Monday, so worth doing a little something for them. Start braking for 60. Platform 2, that's correct. The tour was routed through platform 2, but it seemed to be diverted off from another platform. I think it might have been meant to hurtle it through 3, but it for some reason got routed through platform 2. Huh, we didn't get an AWS for our Morpeth board. You'll subscribe. Thank you very much, Luca. Much appreciated. We're basically down for our 16 time. But we are due to pass through, because as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, we are non-stop from whatchamacallit, Westbury to Taunton. No, not Westbury to Taunton, because this is Taunton, and there's no be stopping now. Basically express Westbury to Torquay. Hallelujah. I said that correctly. The AI sort of ruining my panning shot there. But yeah, Taunton West, and yeah, it's a tug. Stable in the siding. Usually there's tampers sort of in this siding or over here. Other than that, there's not really much over here, unfortunately. There's a points lever I haven't seen in a while. And Fairwater Yard, with auto balusters that I think are solid assets. And unfortunately we cannot actually use these. Oh, I just realised we're cleared for 100. So this is Fairwater Yard, mostly dominated by Freightliner for the most part. And also down here is where Network Rail keep their snowplow, which I believe is there at the moment. I have no idea if it is or if it isn't at the moment. Bit annoying that 67007 is a live loco at the moment. Unfortunately it wouldn't let me, well, there was no trail consist for it, so the only way to really work it would be to have it as a dead loco. And I just thought that sort of just limits a scenario to where it can go, because it will mean running 005 around and it just wouldn't work. But welcome to Northern Fitzwarren, the junction for the West Somerset Railway, up to Bishop's Lyddard, about up here somewhere. In fact, 2 HSTs, or 2 castle sets, have gone up there recently, which surprisingly aren't for their use. I just realised we had the brakes on slightly, because I could hear the could hear sort of grinding from the coaches, which meant that our brakes were dragging. You never want to do that in real life, because that can cause a fire. But the brakes are completely off now. So Norton Fitzwarren, when we were meant to pass there, 28. It's 21 now. Blimey, 7 minutes early. That doesn't seem right. Because in real life, the tour was 2 minutes late at this point. So I think we're partly aided by 007 on the back being an actual powering loco, as opposed to just being dead and 005 doing all the work. And on the return it was the inverse, I believe. 007 being powered and 005 being dead. Not just dead in tow, really. That's a good window hanging spot. So both the other side, see it around the corner. I should probably turn that down a little bit, because knowing train sim, that's probably deafening. Whistle board. So next up should be Whiteball Tunnel, or Wellington, which I think is a junction, if I'm not mistaken. This is Tivy. We'll know when we're at Whiteball because it'll be oh, there's Wellington. So Wellington, 11:32. It's 11:22 at the moment. Beef Wellington? I don't think so. Okay, I think it's I don't know where it is actually. Well, sort of in the Tivy area. I'm not actually sure what happens in Wellington, if I'm honest. But to be honest, that could be where, you know, beef Wellingtons originate. It'd make a lot of sense. This is Wellington, 11:23, 9 minutes early. So 49 minutes in, you've made quite good progress. Going from up here in Westbury to all the way down here. Near enough Whiteball. In fact, I think this is Whiteball here. Down to Tivy Parkway, passing over Tivy Junction. All these places, Stoke Cannon, Cowley Bridge. Passing through Exeter, everywhere up here until Torquay, we'll stop, do our passenger stop, and then propel into Paignton, where we'll then head to Goodrington sidings. Welcome back, Oscar. So Whiteball. It's referring to Whiteball Tunnel, which I think is... oh. Speak of Whiteball Tunnel, here it is. Oh, the FPS isn't great. because I think we're now approaching really well enhanced territory. It might just be all of the foliage here. If it gets too bad, I'll probably come out the scenario, the graphics, and we'll go again. This is laggy. Let's find once we're in the cab. It'll stabilise in here. So this is Whiteball Tunnel, which we can get a lovely screenshot. Because for some reason the game glitches and lets us somehow clip through the earth. Game seems to stabilise if I look this way now. Sort of out of JT territory. No, Lucas, it's the game trying to render in all the assets that's causing the lag. Wait, this is where our engine equipment is? Passenger timings. ETH ready. So that's how we turn on ETH in this. Ooh. We'll change ends and turn on ETH from 0.07. Oh, now we can look around in a perfect 360 view and not have very much lag. Huh. I think it was just because we're in a very resource high area. Absolutely flying. And there's Tivy Parkway on its way. Park brake on? Why is that locked? Okay. It's gone out on the disco board now. Turns out we have a couple of disco boards on here. We've now got the light on here. That's cool. It'll actually show us what lights are running. Don't we just love light breathing? It's brilliant. There's a good station sign. This'll do. See a fly past Tivy at line speed. Seems to lag if I zoom in to a certain degree. And the lag of a screenshot. There we go. So we don't really drive down this way in whatchamacallit, in streams. We usually drive the other way, up towards Taunton and places. But this is different. Running back the other way. This is probably my most driven section of track on the channel. Well, maybe excluding Exeter to Plymouth, as that is another section of track that we drive a lot. So basically from here is really familiar territory. Do I live in the UK? Yes I do, Luca. Yes I do. Based from around these parts, which is quite nice. A little bit of power just to keep us going. So it's now 11:30. Oh, we were running way over 8 minutes early. Hey, it's TV Services. Good to be back here for the 4,000th time. As for where to visit, Luca, what exactly would you be looking for over here in terms of perhaps railway shots, seaside shots? What exactly would you be looking for in the UK? Or just generally? So in general, down in the southwest is quite good. In terms of places like Dawlish, as they've got quite nice chippies, and obviously it's got the Dawlish seawall, which is really good if you want to get some good railway captures. And it's also quite good for stock. In London, it's very busy. So, personally, if you're like me and can handle a lot of people, it's not an ideal place in those terms. Although up north looks quite nice. Although I've never been up north myself. But yeah, Wales also seems quite nice. Again, I've only really been to southern Wales. But yeah, I'm perhaps a bit biased because I'm from the south. But yeah, there are quite a few good places. York's lovely, Oscar. Yeah, it's another place that looks quite good, especially with the NRM. Or NRM. I think it being their main site. Also want to see London. Obviously, take my advice with a pinch of salt, as goes the phrase, but it can be quite busy, as a fair warning, although it's the hub of the railway pretty much. You pretty much see most of the stock there in London. Although it's mostly the more modern variety now. Although there are still a couple 91s knocking around London King's Cross. But yeah, it's quite the modernised place now. Although, yeah, by all means, if you want to go to London, feel free to go there. Don't let my advice hold you back on doing that. But yeah, it can get busy. Especially the tube. Not only is it quite humid, it's also rammed during peak times. I think we'll shortly be approaching Exeter. Aha, yes we will. Better make sure we're cleared through platform 4, which we are. We're cleared all the way through. Yes we are. Very good. So we'll not be stopping at Exeter, as per the schedule. And even though the schedule dictated that the set should stop at Newton, we will also skip Newton, as per what the actual tour did, just for the sake of realism. Of course, this isn't entirely realistic because I haven't placed any AI down, because otherwise this would have been bustling because it was around midday. And I can't even begin to imagine how busy Westbury would have been at the start. I think there was a Morpeth for our 80 board. Oh, I think there was an AWS for our 80. Yes, it was. So I think that was another Morpeth, but for our 65, yes. Yes, it was. And we'll slow down for our 65. We have to slow down to our 30 before we roll into Exeter. Although around Dawlish is just going to be screenshot Haven. Rain's going everywhere on the window. We're about to get another AWS here, I believe, for our 30. Yep. So we'll gradually start slowing down for that. To our right is Exeter Riverside Yard. Mostly host to DB traffic. It's sort of a more general freight yard. And to our left, these sidings are Exeter New Yard. They're just mostly a stabling point for any traffic to clear up Exeter St David's during peak hours. It's now down 30. Welcome to Exeter St David's and the massive simulation. And also Exeter TMD over here. AK train maintenance depot. As for if there's an achievement with the snapshots, Lucas, not really. It's mostly sort of an opportunity to test out photography angles, sort of. That was a sort of for a recollection of the trip almost. So there's no sort of achievement as such. It's mostly just to try very interesting angles. So we'll cut back on the power. I mean, we can get away with that on the railway. Only being a couple of miles per hour over. Now I cleared 75. Gonna start stepping up the power. Full power. That's going to produce some mega clag from the engine. In fact, let's quickly fly up to Exeter St. Oh, I was about to say Exeter St David's. Exeter St Thomas, which is now more of a request stop than anything on the railway. Okay, I thought my cat wanted to leave and run. Right. Didn't take a screenshot. Ah, there's another station sign I can try with. Yes, we've sort of got a rake of Mark II, Mark I and Mark II coaches. Pretty much all of the coaches except this one and this one. Everything else is Mark IIs, and those two I just pointed out are Mark Is. Mark Is are the oldest coaching stock, and then you had the Mark IIs introduced after them, and then you have the modern Mark IIIs, and obviously you've got Class 67s either end, and a top and tail configuration. Then we'll quickly use a free cam to fly up to the recently finished Marsh Barton station, which was I think meant to open in, I think it was late 21. I think it was delayed till summer 22, and then it got delayed till I think May this year. It's now actually open. Yeah, we've now been running non-stop for many miles. Probably haven't stopped for about 40-50 miles at least. Actually, I'd use the guard buzzer at all. Well, that's good. Also, you would not be allowed to take shots like that, because you need to be quite far away if you're using a drone in real life. So I think you need to be 200 feet out, about 150 foot out, about 200 foot high. Just because you can't have it on the lines at all, at least nowhere near. Sort of barely hear the tones. I'm going to try recreate the tone I got through the platform today when we get to Newton. Which I was considering going down to Paynton. Two all locos, brown and pink. Yes, I'm just getting, yeah, 2 DB locos. .005 and .007. Yes, good evening, MC King. How you doing? As I'm up with for a 75 mile per hour. Time to drop the speed a bit. I'm surprised we're not getting wheel slip, because this is light rain, so it's meant to be most whatchamacallit, prominent. Three over, that's not bad. That's a good spot. I suppose all the way down here, isn't there? Isn't it? Then it's good. Oh, there's the whistle board. As if it's 8 o'clock here, MC King. It's 2 to 8. We'll now quickly pop up to Star Cross and get a good flyby shot. nearly 80 minutes into the stream. Nine o'clock soon. Hour and 1, yep. Yep. In fact, how well are we doing for time? Wow. We're well over 10 minutes early now. We're about 14? 14, 15? We're doing very well. You're on the east coast of the US, it's only 3 PM here. Ah, nice, Lucas. Yeah, it's only just turned 8 PM for us now, so 5 hours difference, I believe. If my memory serves me right, that is. Right. Oh, now we're approaching a screenshot location. Both for pictures in real life and in game. Yeah. 8 PM now, I'm thinking, yep. .37's next weekend. I believe so, I'm thinking, yes. And on top of that, next Friday is the Flying Banana. It's so good actually having the wall here now. So my screenshots don't look so bad. I think we've got a longer draw distance in the water now. Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, draw distance is miles. Have a good tone to the lads working on the wall here. So now we'll quickly skip up to Dawlish. This section is just screenshot heaven. And the new wall section here has been properly done in train sim, I don't think. But no doubt it does a job. But yeah, something high-speed tracks I have to add in the next update is a new bridge going along this existing one here, and the entire seawall section all the way down here. The seawall is expanding. That'd be quite nice. Showing the end of our low adhesion area. In fact, we might get some mega clag through here. So if I remember correctly, we're longer than, yep, all two of these, or both of these tunnels and the intermediate gap as a whole. But that clag. Turn off the wipers again. Don't really need them on. And I'm back outside. Wipers back on. Controlled by this lever there. Gonna get an AWS for our 60 mph Morpeth. So this is very familiar territory now. I should be able to do this HUDless, although I won't. Alright Luca, probably see you in the next stream. Have a good evening. Or what is it's still the afternoon for you, I think. Trains, good evening. How are you doing? 37's on WCRC, I'm seeking. Yep. It's the one that was delayed by quite a few months. I think due to RMT strikes. I've had to reschedule it for months later. I'm still looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. Walked down the wall about a year ago. Yeah, I've walked down that wall section down there. Walked down it quite a bit. I just love hearing the sound of the track joints. They sound amazing. I've actually got the proper walling bit here as well. So that's going to make the screenshots that one bit better. Only been on a GWR train once and it's so depressing. I wouldn't say it's depressing as such, but it's certainly not the best, by any means. Especially with their IETs. I mean, I can see what you mean with it being depressing on some GWR stock. Same with the IETs, I cannot deny there. That any other fanboy? Yeah, well at least their IETs are somewhat decent, I believe. As opposed to GWR's IETs, which are still horrible. So now I can actually do this bit HUDless. Because I know where I'm going from here. It's now clear for 90 miles per hour. I'll stay in the cab for a bit until we get to Newton. And I'll go back to exterior. And I need to try and remember the tone or sort of tone sequence I got today. Standard 3 tone. as it rolls around the corner. I can do that. Good to see Pink 40 or Pink 67 in his first time visiting Dawlish. Yeah, it was quite cool to see it, to be honest. It's an interesting sight. Good chains. What GWR stock did you go on? Because I know if it's the IETs, I can understand why it's depressing. Go from looks, I don't see them very much. Fair enough. Let's know if I prefer 66s, 67s, or 68s. 68s are the only ones I haven't got videos of, so eliminate that on those grounds. So the 67s or 66s or 67s, for that I'd have to go with the 66s. No, actually I'm going to change that. 67s, because they were once permissible up to 100 miles per hour. No, they were once permissible up to 125 miles per hour. Yes. That sign's much too far forward. That needs to be like here. So if we talk about where I actually stood, it's about here. Bit 67, pink or brown. I'll have to go with the royal maroon. If I'm honest, MC King is a very good livery. An 800 from London to Totnes is very depressing. Yeah, I can agree with you there, Trains, if I'm honest. The IETs are such a poor choice of stock. Let's see if this is correct. When it breaks block, it should be about a second before it passes. Oh, I have not changed that. I should have changed that. I have not set the route correctly. There we go. Oh, we're safe. I didn't actually get Nickley from the 67. It was just random one I decided to do. For the namesake of time. Not as bad as the LNER ones. Suppose so, Trains, yeah. Although I think, have they had upgraded seating in them? Apparently. But yeah, that's where I'm planning to go, Oscar. Down to Paignton and then onwards into the sidings. Basically following the one one Zulu 66 from basically its final stopping point before Paignton, aka Westbury. As we slowly go wandering up. In real life, this wall that they've put in is so annoying, because before, I think when it was more of a 2-lane road, you could very easily see over it, because it was a lot lower than this. So if you're driving along, you could very easily see over all that, but now the wall is so high. So put it this way, driving over it, you can barely see the signals, so it's like that. And on the way back, it's about more so that. So you can see the aspects, but not the stock itself. You've been on every LNER training service today. Interesting. Your favourite zoomer was 802, no, not 80, not 802, 801 201. You saw it at Doncaster before LNER. Very nice. To be honest, I cannot really even pick a favourite IET on GWR. I suppose if I had to pick one, I'd have to pick 800 306, which is the Memorial Poppy one. Because I find it so cool that they've done the entire set with the vinyls. Unlike 802020, which was the NHS one, which has now had its vinyls removed. That was only the driving cars. And 800 008, which is the Pride liveried one, that's only the driving cars. That still remains at the moment. So I think we can coast quite a lot of the way and still be easily on time. Because in Newton, the tour passed through at let's see, 12:13. So still running well over 10 minutes early. So we could probably coast at 45 and we'd easily be in Torquay for on time. My cat's still in my room. I was going to quickly let him out of my room because I think he wants to go downstairs. Yep. Right, so that's sorted. Onwards. But we're differentiating earliness, lateness, and being on time. But we've been early, and early. That version livery suited the 390, but the 801, different story. The linear livery on the Zoomer, but it's probably because you've seen it too many times. Yeah, I get what you mean there. And I do think the flowing silk did really suit the 390s, but the 801s, they're alright. We once had one of the Virgin 800s down in Exeter and Plymouth and all that to do ballast. I think it was a ballast laden test, which is interesting. I have no idea what it means, so there's a good start. I'm going to try hold a low speed because you've got a 30. Into touring it is quite the sharp grade on the way in. Where's that petrol station? Oh, there it is. That was a Shell. No, that is a Shell actually. That is a Shell garage now. Is Colton empty going? It's not too bad. The GWIT didn't think they were that bad. The only bad thing was there was no buffet. But they're still comfortable, still more comfortable than an Azuma. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed when they got rid of the buffet, to be honest. Considering I've never actually been on a full... I was about to say I've never been on a full-length HST. Tell a lie, I have. Although it was a cross-country 2+7 with the plug doors. So yeah, got to put some brake on if I'm going to be down to this 30 in time. But yeah, if they're more comfortable than if they're more comfortable than an Azuma, excuse me, do you mind? If they're more comfortable than an Azuma, I dread to think what the Azumas are like, because the IETs are very, very, very uncomfortable. I find them to be horrid. Yeah, shed thrash. Yep, gotta embrace the... In fact, these are quite different to sheds, actually. Because I think they're General Motors engines, as opposed to EMD. But got to love the skips. They're proper good. The sound of the wipers is just gonna do my head in. It's going to do my head in before the end of the night. But we're now coming into our first station stop after 1 hour and 40 minutes. Basically 100 minutes. We are approaching our first stop of Torquay. That totally didn't take forever. But yeah. I now need to actually stop here. As for our started trains up in Westbury, as it was the it was sort of the first stop I could actually do on Birkenhance, where I actually stopped. But yeah, it was meant to stop at Newton, but didn't. So we flew through as per what it actually did. We're stopping here, as per it actually did. I'm gonna keep the sander on. I'm gonna keep the sander jammed. Just so we actually have a bit of traction when we want to stop. Gonna pull right up to 910. I don't even know how many whatchamacallits we're hauling. The brakes on off. Explain why we're stopping. Oh. Good enough. Very harsh stop. but welcome to our first stop after 100 minutes of continuous driving, non-stop. We're not even going to wait here for our actual departure time, because we're so early. We'd be waiting here like 20 minutes alone. Let's see if I have any other routes. I do. Trains, yeah. I just mostly stick to Birkenhance because it's the stretcher track I know best, and it's the one I've covered the most. So it's easier for me to do streams on it because I have more route knowledge on it. Although, saying that, not next stream, but the stream after that, stream 89, we will likely be on the ECML or WCML. As next stream will be the cross-country HST farewell on the channel. So if I have any DCML, I have London to Peterborough, and I think I have... Oh god, I can't even remember what the other section is. It's a stretch that goes up to Edinburgh. Newcastle. Edinburgh to Newcastle. I think I've got that. But I've not got any of the intermediate sections. Okay, trains. I think next stream we'll do the what do we call it? I think next stream we'll do the we'll be back on here doing the run today, and the next stream we'll probably go on the ECML. It is by Just Trains. I believe that's the version I've got. I'll have to have a look. I don't know. Newcastle to Edinburgh by JT is rubbish. Oh god. Might have to be London to Peterborough. Seems that's quite a nice track to do. I'm going to start breaking for the 15 into thingy, what's it? Start breaking into Paynton, where this train will terminate. All change. Well, this tour will terminate here. And we'll propel it into Goodwington sidings, shut it down, and yeah. That'll be us done this evening. As I also need to get some editing done. Ideally before midnight. Although knowing me, my editing will take until midnight. I unfortunately have a lot of footage, so it's going to be quite the hefty video. Because I have my footage from last Saturday to add. I've got footage from over the last week to add. I've got today's footage to add. And on top of that, all the information to source. All of that. Just slowly rolling over the crossing. welcome to Bainton. Oh, the Poundland's not properly modelled. I think Poundland's this one here. SHST Cross Country 125. If we're talking liveries, Intercity 125 any day is very good. If we're talking service, Intercity probably back in the day were probably very good. Although the only one I've ever experienced is Cross Country, and they are also great. They are brilliant. So we're going to stop a long way back. Barriers aren't going to go up, annoyingly, because we won't have cleared enough space. But we're not going to spad. If we're not going to spad, that's just an added bonus. As for why we need 2 diesels, MC King, if you're talking about HSTs, I think the whole reason they did it originally was so once you pulled into a station, you wouldn't need to reverse. Well, no, you would need to reverse, but you wouldn't have to change. We haven't. And let me rethink. I would say that. I think the reason is 2 diesels on, say, a run like this, I think is in terms of support, and also the same reason as the HSTs. So you don't have to swap the loco around every time. You just drive up, change ends, and you can head back, I think. And I think also for support. Those barriers are about to go down quickly. That 15 I don't think applies to us. So, no, that 10, sorry. I think only applies if we're merging over, so strictly speaking we're still a 15. Is this Torque Crew MC King? No. If I remember correctly, it's gone back up to Peterborough, and have probably gone to Peterborough West. Metline is the best route ever, and that's by JT Trains. Yeah, it does seem like quite a nice route, although the price for it is ridiculous. Which is the one reason I don't have it at the moment, because it is pricey. You went to the Dartmouth Steam trains, very nice. Again, it's a good railway, but it is overpriced. I think it was 60 quid for a return on it. Well, although that was for, I think, 2 adults and 2 children. For me, my cousin, my auntie and my nan. One day. And we will kill off the engine here. Yes. Welcome to Goodrington, where this train terminates. All change. Fact. Let's get a bit of that startup thrash, shall we? Hey, what have I done that makes this not ready for service? Oh. That was some mega thrash. As we finish, we'll pop up the ending screen. Goodbye trains, have a good evening. That's why Steam of Diesel's on the back. Not all of them do, but certainly over the summer it's sort of become more of a requirement to do that on the railway, as given the stifling heat that has been around over the past year or over summer, it's just been stifling hot, and the diesels have been there to take the load off the steam locos, just to make sure they don't fry everything. But yes. I think we'll end it off here this evening. Just because I should probably get onto my editing before it's too late. But yes. It's all going to rush us outro. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Next stream we will be on Birkenhance again for the 4 billionth time, for the cross-country farewell, given I'm not going to be streaming Monday night unless there's a minor miracle. So Sunday, aka tomorrow, is the closest day I can do to Monday, which is when they're finished. So yep, tomorrow will be the farewell for the cross-country HSTs on this channel. I'll go see them on Monday, and we'll get a compilation going for them. And that'll be it, unfortunately, for them. But yes, we'll end off here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next stream or video. Take care.